This is the Know Your Number article I have owed you guys for years. So if you go to the description below, it will give you the link to the full article with a lot more examples. While you're down there, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, let's grow this brand. I want to tell you right off the bat, I use a model that is not the commonly accepted model. The reason why is, in my opinion, the commonly accepted model has built in a point of failure. If the financial experts who sign off on their model were so good, if it was so accurate, then why are so many Americans financially illiterate? Why aren't we teaching their model in schools? You know, that crazy place where high schoolers are supposed to learn their financial literacy? So with that in mind, my model is the 40-30-30 rule. 40% of your income is all you can spend on your needs. 30% goes to your savings, and 30% goes to your wants. Now, the financial experts will tell you 50% should go to your needs, 30% should go to your wants, and 20% should go to your savings. I'll show you where the single point of failure is in just a minute. Now, off the bat, if you live in a major metropolitan area, Chicago, Atlanta, New York, LA, no model is going to work for you. The cost of living is so high. You're probably going to be spending 70 to 80% of your income on your needs. So if you're living in a city, it's not going to work. Also, if you're living in a rural area, you probably won't need to spend as much on your needs. Cost of living is lower. You should be putting any remainder into savings. Just as a quick punchline, there is never a combination where you get more money to waste. Sorry. If your needs are $2,500 a month, then you are going to need $6,250 a month to live if you're following my model. This means you're going to need to make about $102,000 before taxes. You're going to need to be making about $49 an hour, but you will be saving $1,875 a month, and you will have $1,875 in disposable income. The other model says if 50% of your money goes to your needs, then you're only going to need $5,000 a month. And this right off the bat is a $22,000 haircut on how much you're going to need each year, which sounds great, except the point of failure is, why are financial experts telling people to spend 30% of their money on their wants? What they're doing is they're motivating you to be a consumer and spend your money on the economy. But then, hypocritically, they will ask, why don't young people have 20% down for their mortgage? Well, the reason why is because financial experts have been telling them to spend 30% of their income on their wants. Now, a really important part about the written article is I show you how much you can save on your mortgage when you have the 20% down. In my opinion, the 50-30-20 model is okay if we make the 30% savings. You can almost get away with it. And sometimes in some industries, for some jobs, you will have to get away with it. Just keep in mind, I have told you what is wrong with the accepted formula. Now, what else does Know Your Number do for you? Know Your Number saves you time. It tells you that you can only apply to jobs that can offer your salary range. If you know you have to make at least $80,000, but you want to make $102,000, why would you ever waste your time applying for a job for $62,000? I hear a lot of people say, I'll take whatever I can get and then I'll fit my budget. That is never going to work because you are not going to be willing to cut 100% of your wants out. Then you're going to be trying to find an apartment that works with your budget. If you know you need the money, only apply to jobs that can provide that much money. But it's more than just that. It is a massive negotiation technique during the hiring process. You've all been in that process during the job interview where the interviewer says, so where are you looking to be on salary? The problem is, in any good negotiation, the person who speaks first loses. So instead of hemming and hawing, like, well, I'm kind of hoping to be like right around 102, well, then they're going to lowball you and you have to come down to the middle. Instead, you say, I have a number in mind, but I'm really interested to find out where you evaluate and value my skill set. And then don't say anything else. They're trained to look at you and make you uncomfortable. Why would you be uncomfortable? You have $1 written on an index card in your pocket. You know your number. So they're going to come back and say, well, we're really looking at about 91. Reach into your pocket, pull out the index card and say, 91 is a great starting point, but I really need to be right at about 102,000 in compensation for all of the numbers in my life. That is a bold statement. It is a confident statement, and the interviewer is now on their heels. Now, does this work in every industry? No, it does not. In some industries, it's considered rude. In some industries, it's considered a faux pas. And in some states, the interviewer is not going to play because those states have a legal requirement to post the salary range. So you have to know the room and know the rules before you walk in. If you're walking into a room where the salary range was posted at 90 to 105, yeah, it's going to be rough if you say 102. You're right up there at the upward edge. But if the range was 90 to 120, 102 is good. You're just to the right of center. 102 also presents my number is, and here's why, presents it's 102 or I walk, but I'm being polite about it. The other part that's so good is the interviewer might ask you why you got to your number, and then you've got him in the trap. Oh, well, my needs are this, and then I want to make sure that I'm being financially responsible, so 30% of my income will always go into my savings. And then I also have a minimum quality of life that I'm looking to maintain, so that's why I'm going to need this. What are they going to do? Try to start negotiating with them that you've told them my basic needs are this. I want to be financially responsible. And here's my expectation of quality of life. Now, what happens if you can't get your number? If you can't get your number, a couple of things may be in play. Number one, you might have to hustle harder. And that means filling out more job applications, going on more interviews, and sometimes it means relocating. You sometimes have to go where the money is. Number two, you might have to consider that you've gotten to a point in your life where your college admissions office, your finance office, and your high school guidance counselor, they all lied to you. They told you if you go to college, you're going to get this degree that's going to open every door. And the problem is it's only going to open doors up to about $75,000. Or you might have to actually re-examine your number. You might be in a situation where you're looking to get too much money because you have wants living where the needs are. What do I mean by this? This is the biggest offender. Everybody wants an iPhone. I have a Galaxy. Everybody wants an iPhone. The problem is, a phone costs $100 a month. An iPhone costs $100 a month. But you can get a pay-as-you-go phone for $20. So what you have there is you have $100 worth of needs, but $80 of wants has snuck into needs. What you really have to do to realign your number is you have to take the $80 difference on the iPhone and move that to wants. You need a phone, you can get one for $20. You want an iPhone, that's a toy, that's a privilege, that's a goodie. So what you do now is, if you're desperate and you're on the 50-30-20 model, you're going to take your new needs of $24.20, and now your total monthly requirement is $48.40. This is done a little tiny haircut. It's meant that you've moved the floor down and you can apply for more jobs. It also means that you're going to be saving less. It also means that you're going to have less play money. Now, in the written article, I talk about, well, what about people who say, I'll just spend less? I'll just do without some things. It's a great idea, but it very rarely happens. People will say, I will do without, and then they end up buying it anyway, and they end up in debt. And the type of debt they end up in is credit card debt, which is the worst kind of debt because it it compounds so quickly. It's so easy to swipe the plastic. It's not the point of today's video, but you have a fixed amount of money in your wants category. Read your play category. That's not to say that you can't advance yourself if you really want a new gaming rig and you're not going to do anything else entertaining for 4 months, but you really want the rig today. You can certainly do that, but then you have to understand you've blown the wants budget for 4 months or 5 months. I hope this article helps. A lot of people are struggling. Now, of course, this article wasn't about can you live on minimum wage. I'm writing that article. That article wasn't about cities. I'm working on that. If you have any questions or you want to verbally box, if you want to challenge me, if you want to dispute something, this is a model I've been working on my entire life. So if you see a flaw in it, I want to be able to defend it to you, because I'm hoping when I finish writing the book I'm currently working on, I'm hoping to include this model in it. Until then, all of my streaming platforms are in the description below. I do politics Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from about 11 Eastern till about 3 Eastern, and I'd love to see you there. If you have to pick one of the three, join me on Kick. I'm trying to fund some new projects, and let's let the cryptocurrency casino place pay me to stream by the hour. I'll see you guys next time.